Veganism, the way of the future. Veganism. Just the word creates a slew of controversial opinions, such as risk of malnutrition or its way too extreme, or ethical overkill. Most people do not know what veganism entails. Veganism is defined as a strict vegetarian who consumes no food such as meat, eggs, or dairy products that come from animals. Vegans claim a lifestyle philosophy that veganism is the best way of preserving the earth for future generations. In contrast, many non-vegans would argue that this vegan lifestyle causes nutritional and hedonistic deprivation. Subsequently, vegans deprive themselves of the nutrients that animal products provide, as well as taking away the joy of indulging in a nice, juicy steak. People who convert to veganism are not always just extreme animal activists. They are individuals who are changing their lifestyle for the betterment of the world. Recent studies show that veganism is the solution to the downward spiral of planet Earth. If everyone were to adopt a plant-based life, greenhouse gases such as methane and carbon would decrease. Global land use would drop by 75%, and water usage would drastically decrease. According to the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, to produce 1 pound of beef, 1,799 gallons of water is used. The human species is negatively inflicting the planet. A vegan diet is the most effective way to combat climate change. Climate change is a well-discussed issue. Greenhouse gases have reached an all-time high. Most people want to help and contribute to putting a halt to climate change. Unfortunately, most people do not know where to begin to help reduce the impact on climate change. Published studies on the website Climate Nexus show that there's a strong correlation between climate change and the production of animal-based food. An informed and motivated person could bring about change. A 2010 report from the United Nations Environment Programme's International Panel for Sustainable Resource Management stated that a global shift towards a vegan diet is essential to protecting the world from the worst impacts of climate change. If everyone on this planet shifted their diet to being animal and dairy free, it could cause greenhouse gas emissions to drop by 28%. That's the equivalent of India going carbon neutral. There is also a widely distributed report published by the World Watch Institute which indicates that 51% of global greenhouse gas emissions are attributed to animal agriculture, specifically those who are raised and slaughtered for food. It is also shown by an Oxford University study that people who eat meat are responsible for twice as many dietary greenhouse gas emissions per day than people who choose to refrain from a meat-based lifestyle. Even those abstaining from animal products is often seen as a lifestyle of deprivation. Modifying consumption is one way to bring down greenhouse gas emissions quickly. With the readily available alternatives, meat and dairy, people can still enjoy the benefits of a varied diet. Every year, more forests are being chopped down for one single reason: animal agriculture. With the ever-growing population, the demand for animal products is steadily increasing with it. Having a product that is in high demand from the community puts pressure on companies to produce quantity, even if that means cutting down more forests and using more land. Livestock is the world's largest user of land resources. Unfortunately, this trend is not changing anytime soon. The majority of people do not realize the implications of having 80% of all farmland dedicated to animal agriculture. To put that into perspective, if the world were to go vegan, global farmland usage would be reduced by 75%. The land spared would be the size of Australia, China, and more countries combined. It would also reduce habitat loss, deforestation, which is another byproduct of animal agriculture. There's also the fact that plant-based agriculture grows 512% more pounds of food than animal-based agriculture on 69% of the massive land that animal-based agriculture uses. Humans also have to think about the fact when they are buying these animal products that the world population is increasing. And it is estimated by 2050 that the world's population will be pushing 10 billion people. Where are they going to live? Humans are using up all the land for a dietary preference and need to realize before it's too late that buying these animal products and byproducts, people are single-handedly taking away space for future generations. Will a nice juicy steak taste good when there is overcrowding of humans globally? Also, will there be enough food to feed the world's increased population? Fresh water is a luxury for some, and for others, this precious commodity is something that is taken for granted, especially by Canadians. Most people do not realize that fresh water is not an endless source. In recent years, it has been revealed that freshwater scarcity and depletion are becoming an increasing world problem. To produce 1 pound of meat, it takes more than 2,400 gallons of water. A pound of wheat only requires 25 gallons of water. Which option seems to be more sustainable? To produce 1 gallon of milk, it takes 1,000 gallons of water. Beef has an overall water footprint of roughly 4 million gallons per ton compared to vegetables, whose water footprint is only 85,000 gallons per ton. It is not only the volume of water it takes to produce meat that is affecting human supply of clean water. Rather, farms produce 10 times more excrement than the country's entire human population. All that excrement has to go somewhere, and it also ends up in pond-like areas called lagoons that eventually flood into rivers and lakes. This tainted water is not safe to drink and often carries a host of diseases, such as Ebola. Animal-based agriculture is going to be the end of the human race by polluting the world's clean water supply. By going vegan, one single person can save approximately 219,000 gallons of water a year. By simple calculation, multiplied by the Earth's population of 7 billion, and the number is truly impressive. Will humans enjoy that steak made with salt water and a glass of salt water on the side to flush it down? The future of clean water, if people do not go vegan, is highly questionable. With all these facts in mind, the human population's diet is causing a downward slope in society. With the Earth's population caring so much about abundance, taste, and overindulgence, it fails to recognize the severe implications an animal diet can impact on the world. By adopting a plant-based lifestyle will help the environment by cutting back on harmful greenhouse gases such as methane as well as land usage. It will sustain the Earth's resource of clean water for future generations. Veganism is the way of the future. Humans need to realize a steak with butter is not worth seeing the Earth's fresh water suddenly disappear. Humans need to concentrate on the sustainable space to house Earth's residents, keeping the global Earth temperature down and decreasing harmful greenhouse gases.